Now, intro.
You have to be quiet, Grant.
Shut up.
Intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our last and final episode of Talon Talk. I know everyone else is as sad as I am about this. It's been a wild ride.
Our 80 viewers.
Our 80
And that French, or not French, English commenter. Who was it?
I wasn't even English. Someone was just like, I'm European. And
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, good times. Anyway, so I think this is going to be a shorter episode. It's not going to be as lit, crazy production value as we usually do with waffle irons and guests and such. We're just going to stay real with each other for a second. We're just gonna,
Lock in.
yeah, we're just gonna hang out, talk about the memes, and then maybe talk about like goals, what we want for the future, and just to say thank you for the viewers and all 80 of them, and just think about our time here on the
You guys
pod.
made this podcast.
Yeah, we would be nothing without all probably 20 of you that have ever viewed this podcast.
Some people just watched it twice.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so first off, do y'all have anything you want to say right off the bat, or should we get into the prompts?
Nah.
Just rip it.
Yeah.
Rip it.
All right, favorite high school meme?
Ooh.
Ooh.
You go first, Grant. I got to think.
Probably.
You can be, hey, all year y'all have been being like, let's get crazy with it. Like, let's get feral on the pod. You can get feral on it with this one.
No, just my like legit favorite meme. Probably this fall, my first game back after being suspended and scoring the only touchdown on offense. So it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And winning. Like the win. It felt good.
Winning the win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Good stuff.
I got a couple favorites.
Oh yeah.
From my sporting days, I would say both of my favorite moments occurred from my sophomore year. I would say for baseball with Green Team Media.
That was so fun.
A little CG on O North. I own them. So that was pretty lit.
As one does.
Yeah, and he hit a home run in that game too. So I had some support. It was a route. It was a route. So it was pretty good. And then for basketball, playing under Jamar for a second year, we played Shawnee Mission East. No one thinks we're gonna win. And then I made this kid my son and screamed and one in his face, and we routed them again. And it was pretty awesome.
Oh,
So
awesome. That's fantastic.
it's just me making people little.
Yeah.
Little boys.
So
Yeah,
what
that's a
about
good
you?
point. There's been a lot. I think some of my favorites have been just like laughing in the classroom. There's been some funny moments along the way. But I think more specifically, this week for soccer senior week has actually been my like favorite overall week ever. There's been so many shenanigans, so many fun pranks, fun times. And I don't know, I don't think I've ever been on a team before that has like that like much like unity and just like bonding there. So I really enjoyed that.
That's
They're lovely
nice,
gaggle
yeah.
gals.
Yeah.
Kidnapped them in the middle of the night,
No,
took them to the IHOP, made them eat a pancake.
Wow, that's freaky deaky.
That's
So
crazy stuff.
Another one of my favorite memories is my sophomore year. Just kind of the whole sophomore year, but more specifically, derby football.
That was a good memory.
Yeah, it's fun.
What do you think happened?
We lost.
Oh no, but more importantly, the student section.
Yeah,
It was just,
it was
like-
crazy up in there. A lot of
Like
people
riding the bus there, and like, just like
and the more legroom on the way back.
some people didn't make it on the bus on the way back, and that's just like a core memory. As it was happening, I was
It
like,
was an experience. I don't even remember watching the game because I had to babysit.
yeah, no, I was
So-
talking to Ava Gray on the way back. I was like, damn, we really just had a core memory.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget.
No, and I never honestly like everyone told me that we were close, like we were a touchdown away, and we got to the 5 and didn't score twice. And I was like, I thought we got blown out because I was just watching. I watched Dylan Edwards score in the first quarter, and then the third and fourth quarter were spent not in the stands. So
Yeah. But we were close. We
were close. It was a lot closer than I remember it. But
yeah,
it was an adventure.
More than the adventure.
It was an adventure. It was an adventure. It made some nicknames for some people, and that was pretty funny.
Nice. There you go.
What about you? Have any more? We can just gab a little bit about memories.
Yeah.
Let me go through my memories real quick.
We are going to time this.
My best
because
memories
I'm
come
like-
from outside of school. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree.
Well,
So I
yeah.
guess you could say the best memory was
Okay,
me, my friend.
best class you were in the entirety of your high school
Ooh,
career.
that's tough.
You can give a top two. Grant, we do not have time for you
I know,
to
it's
go through
just-
your memory.
Okay.
I would say my favorite class was first semester AP US History.
I'd agree with that.
So-
That was up there for sure.
Yeah, I really liked Lytel, and so
Lytel
I would have
was
nominated him as my
Speaker.
name reader
yeah.
and stuff like,
Me
or
too.
Marshall, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
No, truthfully. He was like, I admire a lot when teachers aren't super like frivolous in what they do. Like he was very much like, you're gonna come to class, I'm gonna read you the information, you're gonna take the notes, we're gonna take the quiz. When people are like, let's have a project where you have to make like a life-size sculpture.
Well, he was
of
also-
the basilica. Like no.
He was also
stop
very
that.
personable. Like he knew everyone in that class. Like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It didn't matter if you thought he didn't know you. Like he knew you, and he would talk. Like he talked to me a lot just on other stuff,
Yeah.
like K-State sports, stuff like that. Like we had conversations over other stuff that wasn't school.
Mm.
So he was one of my favorite teachers for sure.
He was a lovely fella.
Mm-hmm.
Through and through. Grant, did you have a favorite class?
AP Euro with Miss Stebbins, and Thomas Henderson. That was one of my favorite classes. It was like, not only was the class like a good like information, like I'm interested in history and whatnot, but Miss Stebbins is a great teacher and like just a great person. And having one of my best friends in there too, it was just
They
hilarious.
made a great presentation.
We made for our final we did like it was interview someone from like European history.
Oh my god.
So
I chose the memes.
yeah, well, one of us was Hitler
Thank God.
and one of us was Bo Jackson, and she thought it was the funniest thing ever and like sent it to all her history friends, like
Oh
all
my
her
God.
history teacher friends, and they thought it was hilarious.
It took 6. There were 6
There were-
outtakes. I've seen all of them.
It just got like
It was so
it
funny.
was bad. Like
It was really bad, but it was really funny. So
it was just like we were sitting over WebEx, just like I was wearing like my grandpa's like dress coat with no undershirt, and my hair's like combed over like this.
Oh no.
I don't think I did the mustache, but
no,
That would have been a bit much.
yeah.
That would have.
you guys,
You know, someone would have done. They would have taken a
they could not-
screenshot. That would be.
they cannot hold that. They cannot hold it together.
No,
either.
it was. I made a formal apology to everyone that I've affected. But that's how, like, I think I turned into a good guy or something. I don't know. I just remember, like,
He gave them a character up.
yeah, I was like, this is bad. Like, I don't even know what to do. But it was purely for the comedy.
It was very funny.
It was so funny.
Oh,
I didn't
God.
have Euro with Stebbins, but I had it with Mr. Mitchell, and I liked him a lot too.
Yeah.
He knew my family too, so that
Mhm.
That's
something
good.
there.
That's good. I will also say I think AP Euro was one of my favorites. I met some of my closest pals in that class. Lovely teacher, all the good things. I'm also very interested in history, like as you said,
Yeah.
so that was a funny one. I'm trying to think. I think my other one was like ceramics, probably freshman year, first semester, purely because like met one of my best friends in that class too. And also it was literally like no one was there ever, so we were
Yeah.
just able to just like make pottery all day. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Facts.
Yeah. Cutting
No
that
comment.
out.
You don't have to cut it. You said no. Actually, yeah, cut it out, please.
What else?
I'm trying to like mentally go through all
Yeah,
the
me
classes I've had. And I'm like,
I don't know. I've had some pretty funny classes.
Yeah, a lot of my like initial classes had a lot of kids that I knew pretty well.
Yeah.
Not really towards the end.
Yeah.
I mean, somewhat, but you know, like my last kind of electives, like this year and last year, were like kids I've never seen before and never knew of.
Yeah.
But like my freshman, sophomore year, like the science classes, the math classes are all kids that I know,
Yeah.
and so that was funny. Like our chemistry class sophomore year.
Chemistry, that was okay. I was so bad at that class. Like to this day, that is the worst grade I've ever gotten in a high school class. That being said, I loved the people in it second semesters with because it was like you, me, Lucas,
Wyatt.
Blake, Wyatt, and Ben.
Yeah.
And y'all were just so goofy and we'd play Uno and it was
Yeah,
great.
that's fun.
Shout out Miss Ramito for being really chill and letting us like play Uno and stuff.
Yeah,
But also
she was wonderful.
she saved my grade too. So like I didn't do horrible, but she just got me
No,
over.
you and like Blake and Ben solely kept me from failing. Actually, not Ben. I thought he was, and then we found out later we were just cheating off each other the whole time. So both of us were like
Nice.
Just
just
random.
being wrong. Like it was so
But
bad.
shout out Miss Ramito, I was like on the fringe of a B and an A at the end of the second semester, and I had some challenge problems I didn't do, and she just got me over the hump. So shout out Miss Ramito, it was very clutch.
Hey, and you know what?
Thank
I've
you.
gotten through 2.5 years since then, and I still haven't had to use the eye wash station. So really
Nice.
pulled a fast one on you guys because
Yeah.
there was plotting.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
plotting
There
happening.
was
I don't.
Senior break.
no.
Yeah.
Some people
a
wanted me
shower,
to
not
use
eye
the eye
wash.
wash
Balance is a-
station in the shower, and I was saying, absolutely not.
Well, there's one at my work, so you know I've been practicing
What
like
do you
my
even eye wash?
maneuvers.
Oh, is it because of like the chemicals?
Yeah. So it's there, and I've been practicing like how I could get someone in. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
get someone to get eye washed. So
I watched.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is like senior assassin. If y'all can find a way to get me
yeah,
to
it's water
get eye
warriors.
washed.
Instead of with a gun, I just put
Acid.
Yeah.
Like,
water or I wash you.
yeah.
I have another class. Okay.
Okay.
African American history, with Miss Craig. I had it with Miss Craig, and I just think she's a wonderful lady. And Clayson, Rob, we sat next to each other. Didn't really gib gab too much because we were pretty locked in. But Miss Craig, I've just felt pretty close to her, because she was Mr. Lytell's student teacher, like
Oh.
during the like first and second semester, and took his place when he passed, and that was like pretty rough time for everybody. So we bonded over that for sure, and I just think she's a wonderful lady, and like she's done so much for the community, and we both like share like a interest in like marginalized populations. So it's just like just a good class.
gonna
We learned a lot about each other and
Yeah.
just the community and the world. So
I'm gonna throw one more out. Journalism.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe the
By
true
technicality.
podcast is the friends we made along the way.
No, actually, one class I do remember was ninth grade health with Sam Stroh. That was really funny. But also, it's just crazy. So, you know, it's online. So I had like some memories of me filming, I don't know, saying some dumb stuff on
Yeah.
camera while my camera shut off and Stroh's talking or whatever. But I have like a screenshot of my camera on, you know, the panels where everyone's name is. And there's so many people that I had no idea who they were then. But now I'm like
I
really
think
close
about
to it.
that too. I'm like, I so badly
Like Nolan
wonder.
Craig was in my class. I'm like, who is Nolan Craig? And now I know who Nolan Craig is.
Oh, everybody.
I
Yeah.
so badly wish I did that because there are so many people that I like. I think like Blake Warner was one who was like in a lot of my classes. Like, who is this? And then
Yeah.
I kept getting him confused with Blake Wooler, and then now I'm like, what?
Well,
And I'm wondering like who else?
that happened freshman year too. Me and Blake had the same English class, and he like because we were hybrid. When we went hybrid, we had like I'm a P and he's a W, so we were in the same group. And like the first day we were together, he like was like yeah, or he said he's like yeah, I agree with Thomas or something. I'm like wait, who are you? I didn't know really.
You
But
egoed him.
I didn't because I guess he knew who I was. My parents know each other because they work together, but I didn't know who he was, and now I know him all like really well. So it was just kind of crazy that it's like not knowing all those people now senior year know a lot of people. So
Yeah. Let's talk about worst class. I'll start. Agriculture. That was bad.
Yeah, why would you take that?
Because actually, I've got a funny story, and I know I've told this before, but just throwing this out there. I was in a weights class with you, I think, second semester freshman year.
I mean,
It was either you or it was Braden.
I was all online freshman year. Probably not me.
It wasn't, you weren't like physically in there, but you were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you were
Yeah,
like in
okay.
the
Okay,
curriculum
then,
or whatever.
yeah.
And there was one time where you wouldn't know this because you never went in, but the way it worked is you'd go in, he'd have like that little workout for you to do, and then you'd do it, and then you'd sit in silence for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, right.
And the people that with the like letters that like worked with me were like me and like junior and senior boys on the football team. So I walked in and I'm like anxiety, just like,
okay.
like because once again, like freshman girl in a weights class with like varsity football players, like I
Yeah, it'll be a little weird, yeah.
it was just stressful because also like I never knew what to wear. I didn't know there were like locker rooms. I was just like at my wits' end, like
Rookie.
yeah, it was rough. And then one day after like 2 weeks, I was like, you know what, screw this, because it's so awkward too, because you finish and then everyone's just like sitting there in silence for 45 minutes. It is the worst thing on the planet. And so one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sign in online in the Commons. I'm gonna do the workout later because he said we could do that, and I'm going to wear ripped jeans to school. All will be well, all will be good, right? So I go in, and then who I know now is Miss Tieperman. She comes up to me. He does the thing where he comes out in the beginning of class and he's like, make sure you're takes attendance, make sure you're submitting your workout, and then like you all sign off. So I'm just sitting there, and she's like, I need you to fill out this little piece of paper for me that says like what class you're in right now. I'm just like, girl, of course. So I filled it out for her. She gave it back to me. She's like, oh, he's here right now. You can go on down. And I was like, okay, can I not? Because at this point, everyone would have been done with their workout. So I would have had to do my workout in ripped jeans, like in dead silence in front of all these like people. And I was just like, I will not be doing that. So I was like, okay, can I not? And she was like, no, you have to go down. I was like, okay. I sprint in the other direction towards like the classrooms, like over here down the hall. So I like run out of there, not even a run. I take like a brisk walk. I go into the girls' bathroom. I'm sitting there. I'm like, are you skipping class? No, you got signed in. It's fine. So I get in there and then I hear Elizabeth. I walk outside and the SRO is standing there with her little taser in her holster. And she's like, are you Elizabeth? I break down crying. I start sobbing. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Damn.
I was like,
The SRO was about to shoot you because you ran.
I was like in hysterics, and then she's like, it's okay. It's okay. And she was like, I was like, how did you find me? And she's like, we got word you ran out of the cafeteria looking distressed, and we're worried for your mental health. And I was like,
You're on watch.
I was like, oh no. And then I just started crying again, and then at some point I was like, calm down enough, and I was like, so what do I do now? And she was like, nothing, you can just stay here. So I'm like, okay, I go back into the stall.
Scared little freshman.
So I'm sitting there, the plot thickens, I'm there for another like 5 minutes. I finally get myself calm, and then I hear Elizabeth, and I walk outside, and there's like 2 counselors sitting there. And they're like, hey, are you Elizabeth? And I just start like crying again. I try to start like explaining it. And I'm like, Jesus. It was so bad. They're like, it's okay. So then one of them takes me to that like incense room they have with like the psychedelic music and the fun lighting where they take the kids that need to calm down.
They're trying to exterminate
And
you.
keep in mind, I'm like fresh from West, like goody two shoes. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, WTF. And I tell them like the whole situation. They're like, okay, it sounds like you don't need a weights class, because I was doing like softball training and I was still in volleyball season. I had softball happening, so I was just like, did not need that GE weights class. And then they were like, I was too embarrassed to go back to the weights class. They're like, well, the only classes we have left are like engineering and agriculture. And I was like, I'll take agriculture.
Wow, what a circle. You know? Circle.
And then
really
the
did
farmers
take-
got a
and
hold of
then
me. Next thing I know,
the
I'm
farmers
treasurer
come
of the FFA.
Oh my.
Nice.
That's funny.
In Indianapolis. It was
Oh my gosh.
at the national convention. It was quite the butterfly effect.
That's funny.
Anyway.
That's really funny.
But the
Well, I
class
can.
was so bad, and all the farmers are really intense about it, and I felt out of my element.
Yeah.
Like, how did I get to be the treasurer? I don't even own a horse. It was
Yeah.
really silly.
Well, I can say I haven't had any experience close to that. I kind of just went to class and talked to some people, and then left class, went to my next class, did my homework, and went home. I mean,
Let's just say that was the first
I never
time I
ran out of a
the
class.
authority.
Never ran out of a class. I ran out of class crying or anything like that.
What's next on the list? We need to get through
Anyway,
this.
I thought were we doing worst class?
yeah.
Have you said-
Worst class is ag.
I said I'll just say pre-calc. I'll just leave it at that.
Mine is debate just because I'm nowhere near a good debater, and also it was online when I
More
did.
like a good master.
I wasn't gonna say that, but I guess you just said that.
Sorry.
I wasn't gonna say that, but you know, you just took the words out of my mouth.
masturbator.
Masturbator, yeah, okay, funny. Haha.
Wait, what did you do?
No, I took debate
Debate.
freshman year,
Ah,
and I wasn't good at it. So, and also it was online, so it was really hard to do. And my partner just never did anything or showed up to any meets or events I tried to do. So I barely got by with an
Name
A,
drop.
thank God.
Name drop them.
It's a nobody, so you wouldn't know.
Damn, imagine you're watching this. You're like, damn,
You're
someone
like,
promised.
He definitely doesn't remember me either.
he does.
No, he doesn't. I'll be surprised if I
He
should.
was a he.
Yeah. So took that class, and it was just like really confusing, and I was not good at it at all. And what else? It was so there were times where like I'd be gone because it's still online. So there was a time where I went down to Arizona, or not Arizona, to Texas to watch the National League Championship Series in Arlington, and I would do class, as one does with online class. So it was third hour debate, and my dad was like on business calls in one side of the hotel room, while on the other, and it was the portion where we had to debate that day, and so I didn't want my dad to know that I'm horrible at this, so I just was like, oh, I tell you, Mr. Thompson, like, oh, my connection's horrible, can't debate today, and I did that for 3 straight days and got away with it. So that was, and of course I'm a freshman coming from Corpus Christi, where we're supposed to be goody two shoes. So I was like, wow, I'm doing something so wrong right now.
Oh,
This is so wrong.
I'm like, yeah, I need to repent. I need to go to
go
church.
confession.
I did not cry though, so I'll take that.
Just thought about it.
No.
Thomas, I'm sure a few tears left your weepy little eyes. It's okay. You can say it.
So yeah, I was just not good. So it sucks when you're in a class and you have no idea what you're doing and everyone else does. So
I did forensics for like 3 weeks sophomore year, and then I stopped because it's basically another sport for a lot of people, and I just
Nah,
nah,
not for you.
not for me. So that was everyone else's first class. That's so silly. I can't. Oh, y'all.
Very intrigued with this long story you had to tell.
Which one?
The first one.
Yeah.
ripped jeans.
The ripped jeans. It all circles back.
Don't wear ripped jeans, people.
You
That's
could just say I dropped weights and went to agriculture because that's all that was left. But instead we went, my clothes were raw and I had to skip the workout and I cried and the SR had to come tase me and the counselors had to make sure I didn't rip.
The jeans more.
yeah, no, I was.
Hey, Jackson got approached by counselors too. Remember that story?
I do.
I tell you, I've had some.
Can we say that on air?
No,
Okay, I will not.
I won't share his business.
Yeah, it was really funny though.
Do you know what my
He doesn't
actual
care,
worst
but
class
it's really
was?
funny.
Ooh, I don't know if I could say this, but there's one teacher who I had
Say
to
it.
take
Let it rip.
a year and a half
Let
of
it rip.
class.
Haha.
A certain math teacher I despise.
Oh, okay, I
Blamed
know
for
exactly
all
who
bad
it is.
things.
Know exactly who it is. No.
Ah. Okay, what is some advice we have?
Inherited it.
What is some advice you have for the younger fighters?
Fucking shit. Cut.
I think some advice would be try a lot of things because
Find your click.
find your click. Yeah. No, try some stuff because you never know what you'll get immersed into and what you'll like and what you don't like, and especially before going to college, you probably want to figure that out. So high school is a good part or a good time to start and figure that out. Like I didn't think I was going to be in journalism, but I wrote a column in some intro to journalism class junior year, and teacher put me on after, so now I'm here. And so I was like,
PMO.
so I was like, you know what, I can dig with this, and I was okay at writing,
You can
and
dig with it.
it was fun. It was fun to follow sports and highlight big time achievements by student athletes. So it was cool, and I never thought I would be that. So it's try it out. You never know.
I think my advice would be not to fret too much. I'm very much someone who I kind of feel like everything in the world revolves around like one singular moment. And sometimes I just have to remind myself, like, yeah, high school, whatever, but also like you've got another like 60 years after this, so don't peak or like worry too much about what's
Give or
happening
take.
right now.
Give or take some years.
Maybe if you're a
I
heavy
was-
smoker, you've got less, but none of us are any of those.
Okay. My advice would be like, don't do anything just because you feel like you have to. Like, not pertaining to school, like pertaining to your social
Peer
life.
pressure, even.
Yeah, just like life, like the decisions you make aren't really that important, but like do your own decisions.
Do your
Like,
own, do your own thing.
do your own thing.
hey, you're gonna make some
Like,
bad choices.
You're
And
gonna
you're
make
gonna make some bad choices.
Just don't make them
and you're gonna
royally
make some
bad.
more bad
bad choices, but
Like
Don't make one
But I
bad
think-
choice turn into another.
yeah,
bad
like don't
choice.
like
yeah.
like
I think all of us at this table, maybe not Thomas, have made a pretty bad
No, I
choice.
made a pretty. I mean, it was a good choice, but bad result. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So
We've all made some
Questionable.
poor choices.
poor choices in our high school career, but we're all sitting here, probably about to graduate.
Probably. Who do you think?
But
I
like
am?
at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
I just
I'm
don't
still
wanna
like
assume.
I'm still proud of like the way I did my
I agree.
thing. You know,
I agree. I
I
wouldn't change
held
anything.
strong with certain things like that I really are really important to me. And
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree too. I've felt like I held my priorities to myself, and I feel like I didn't really, I kind of did my own thing. And
It's wonderful.
but when I was ready to do some stuff, I was ready to do some stuff. But if I wasn't, then wasn't pushed into it. I didn't think I
Yeah.
had to be. So
Yeah.
If I can be real though, just like as a point of perspective, high school was nice. It was great. I wouldn't change anything, but in no way do I feel like this is going to be the most relevant or even in like the top 3 most relevant periods of my life. Like,
No.
it was fun, but like,
I honestly,
I don't know, the next 30 years are going to be.
the yearbooks and certain stuff I saved is going to be the only like recollection of high school I have, because I'm not looking back. I'm really not. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a pretty nostalgic guy. I don't really care about high school, but like I definitely will like
Oh no, I'll
miss like the people.
No, yeah, I will miss
like,
that
I
part, but
think of
because
it,
we're
I
all
think of it
gonna-
well, but I'm also not sitting here and I'm like, God, I would
Like, I wasn't-
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I wasn't floored by like we kind of got a crap deal with online
Yeah.
and masking and hybrid stuff. So who knows if
we really made the most of
yeah
it.
yeah. So I'm happy with how it did, but I also like it didn't floor me. So it's not like anything I'm gonna be like super disappointed about that. Like, oh, I didn't do this or something like
Yeah.
that. Maybe just like how it's the last time like such a community there is, because you all grew up
Yeah.
together. You're all from the same town, and then
Yeah.
once you go on, like
Kind of
you're
have
not-
to. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like sometimes I'm like, it would have been nice if drop us in 2012 and do like 2012 high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like,
But you get what you get. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Last thing, best /funniest podcast memory. I think my favorite episode was the Thanksgiving extravaganza.
That was funny.
That one was funny. The cauliflower thing. When I was going through my screenshots in the trash, I found a screenshot of like a bowl of cauliflower that you sent to me after that episode when y'all were like, cauliflower, because you're wearing white.
what?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember any of our episodes really.
There was the Halloween one that was pretty goofy.
That was funny.
That was
I think even though it hasn't been released at this point, I think the waffle one was an all time.
the waffle one.
Or no, or
Do you know what Emma
Low-key.
told me that Kinsey was telling me, she was like, I really want to recreate the Slime Time podcast. And I was like, man, you can try.
Yeah, I don't think.
yeah, you can't match that.
Unless
Okay.
you get your host
I
to
would
eat
say-
the slime.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say either the waffling or the
Blue waffles.
or the 2 and 2 like girls or guys versus gals like
Bro
based
team
off-
versus Galentine.
yeah. That was pretty funny. Not gonna lie. So that was an all time.
I laugh.
Oh,
More specifically, probably saying shout out to the moms and and then the dads, because I felt like they were being left out.
that one was pretty funny. That was good times.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I feel
Well,
like we should wrap this up.
Podcast. This was a good year, team. Thank you for being
So
along
sad.
for the ride. I remember it took me like 2.5 months to like get this all figured out, and I
Get the
felt like
ball
once we once we kind of got our rhythm, I feel like it's been fun.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
no one watches, I enjoyed it. So I enjoyed it. So
I thoroughly.
I don't care what you think about it at home. I had fun.
You know, I feel like this is gonna be the type of thing. This is gonna be the type of thing where, like, in 10 years, if TikTok still exists, they're like, "Bro, has anyone seen this podcast?" It's like, they just put up 1,000,000 clips of like us and
These guys are weird.
hey,
Not even talking about.
if
They
we
just
roll,
pick up the thing of
if we roll in journalism, some revenue money from all of our subscribers that we'll gain in 10 years.
no,
might have
it's
to
like,
come
you know
back
how
and
like
get
those
that.
songs that
Yeah,
are really
I'll need a
underground
royalty
get
check.
released, and then like 12 years later, everyone's like, "Yo, this song, this artist."
Sure.
Like, this is us. That's gonna be the kind of thing.
Now, if I come back and
I'll
like,
keep promoting it as I get older.
if I come back and watch these, well, first of all, I'm probably not gonna watch them because I can't listen to myself talk. But I'll be like, what the hell was I talking about?
If you're gonna be
What's
water cooler in like 10 years, and you're gonna be like, "Y'all ever seen this?"
Y'all ever seen a podcast before?
Yeah. So,
Well,
Yeah. Maybe
guys, it's
we'll.
been real.
It's been great.
Damn. So
Best
sad.
one.
last
Tear
one.
sheds.
Wait, I need a piece of paper to throw at the camera for like,
Fill the water bottle.
classic
Throw the
outro.
vitamin
Oh,
water.
well, drink it. You gotta drink it. I'll be real. I won't kill the camera, but
I don't know.
Throw
Here,
yourself?
You can
no.
throw the shirt. That camera?
All right. Anyway, any last thing?
We will see you guys probably
Never.
never again.
Hopefully, the podcast will be banging next year. Like,
Let's
bro.
hope so. Let's
Follow me on Instagram at ThomasPan5.
like and
Let's go.
Follow me on the gram.
podcast.
Follow me on the gram at ThomasPan5. Follow me.
Listen
I can
in
link it
there. Follow us.
Drop,
Love you all.
drop the at on Snap.
Can we throw the shirt?
All right, and we'll see you guys later.